I can't do it. Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Good morning.
It's time to wake up.
This is Snowman in the Morning on the Arena Sports Network.
Did you not get the memo?
Let's get busy.
Let's see. Yeah, I think I got everything working. I'd like to think I got everything working. And, okay. All right. I guess everything's working. I guess we're connected. That means I can say this. Good morning! Woo! What a week. A couple technical difficulties in the studio, a couple technical glitches, and, well, we were off air for a week, but didn't make it a completely off week. Went out and did a lot of foot soldiering marketing, helping to get the word out about what we do here at ASN and all kinds of good stuff. Good morning, everybody. Snowman in the Morning is back on this Monday, and thank you for starting your week with us. If you are logged on through Spreaker.com, you can join us in the chat room, as my good buddy Josh Lopez already has. We're back, and we're rolling, and we're presented by Fusion Ions bands. Fusion Ions, live your best. If you're wondering why my voice is a little lower than usual, I got it back, and I'm trying to conserve it, and also using a bit of a better microphone here, which allows the voice to be conserved even more. A lot of NBA. We're not working with a script today, just to let you all know. But we are going to have a lot of NBA talk on the docket. I saw an embarrassing loss by the Lakers and laughed the whole time. Tell you more about that in a minute. A lot of Major League Baseball talk, spring training, or in some cases spring praying, and I mean that in a fun way, going on as well. And college basketball close to completing its season, and a couple of conference champions in men's and women's basketball has been crowned. And here in the Chicagoland area, 5 teams from the CCAC will head to the NAIA National Tournament, and couldn't be happier for them having being the conference that placed the most teams in the national tournament. We're going to start this early. I guess we are going to start this early. Haven't had a chance to do this in a week. Rusty's been, yelling in my ear, hey, when am I going to get a chance to do this? He's got a chance right now. It's time for Rusty's Morning Wrap. It's presented by TCF. And the man, the myth, the legend himself has joined me on the Gigahertz Hotline. Here's Rusty, and I finally get to say this live. Good morning.
Good morning, Brian. How you doing this morning?
I'm happy. We're back on air, man.
But it's dark outside. I don't get this. We change our clocks, and now in the morning it's dark again, but we get that extra hour of daylight.
Yeah, who invented that?
Well, they invented it, but they changed it around. Remember? Years back,
oh, that's right.
Month
they changed when daylight savings time starts, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. They moved it up, so here it is. Now we get that extra hour of daylight, which is nice. But when you get up in the morning,
it's still dark.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a question: you ever go to sleep when it's dark? And this is the back end of it. You ever go to sleep and you wake up and it's still dark and you forgot what day it was?
That could happen, no doubt. No doubt about that. So, I'll say this, our sports teams didn't forget anything yesterday.
This is a good thing. This is a very good thing. What you got for us, Rusty?
Well, morning, Brian, everybody. Welcome to Monday after the weekend. Rusty's Morning Wrap-Up presented by TCF Bank, the official bank of the Arena Sports Network. Blackhawks starting to put some victories together. The Hawks skated past the Sabres 2-1 in Buffalo last night. Patrick Kane, Jonathan Toews each scored. Corey Crawford made 20 saves. Hawks next play the Avalanche in Colorado tomorrow night. Bulls have a way of knocking down the Miami Heat at the United Center. They did it again, 895-88 in overtime. Bulls have beaten the Heat 7 out of its last 8 times at the UC. Joe Noah led the Bulls with 20 points, 12 rebounds. Jimmy Butler added 16 points and 11 rebounds. Bulls next host the San Antonio Spurs back at the UC coming up tomorrow night. College basketball, March Madness, full swing. Second-ranked Wichita State beat Indiana State 83-69. They go to 34-0. Nebraska top 9th-ranked Wisconsin 77-68 and earned the number 4 seed in the upcoming Big Ten tournament. Ohio State edged number 22 Michigan State 69-67. Northwestern broke its 7-game slide, beat Purdue 74-65, and Western Illinois lost to South Dakota State 71-50. 5 teams in the NCAA tournament now. Harvard on the Ivy League, Eastern Kentucky on the Ohio Valley, Coastal Carolina, the Big South, Wichita State on the Missouri Valley, and Mercer. So 5 teams are headed to the big dance. And, of course, the rest of the field will be announced and into the tournament by the rest of the week. Big Selection Sunday will be on, this Sunday coming up when all the teams will be selected and paired up with other teams. One game this evening, take note, Bowling Green visits NIU, the opening game of the MAC tournament. Cactus League Baseball, Cubs top the Brewers 10-8. White Sox tied the A's 2-2. Games today, White Sox will be at the Brewers. Cubs will be visiting the Giants. Golf, Patrick Reed became the youngest to win the World Golf Championship at Doral, finishing only at 4 under par. Auto racing, NASCAR Sprint Cup race at the Las Vegas Speedway, Brad Keselowski took home the checkered flag as Dale Earnhardt Jr. ran out of gas on the last lap.
Oh, wow.
Soccer, Chicago Fire opened its season with a 3-2 loss to Chivas USA at the StubHub Center outside of L.A. And lastly, Brian, Rashid Mendenhall has decided to call it quits in the NFL at the age of 26. He said he was tired of living the private life and the public eye as the NFL player. Mendenhall played 5 years with the Steelers, last year with the Arizona Cardinals. He also played at Illinois in college and at Niles West High School in Skokie.
Oh, wow.
Back in his high school days. Rusty Silver from the Arena Sports Network. Don't forget to visit TCF Bank for more information.
Appreciate that, Rusty. Wow, 26 years old and he's calling it quits. Well, everybody has their reasons.
Caught my surprise on that. I remember him as a high school player. I've seen him in a couple of good games back in his day. And it's like, it's way too soon.
Yeah, way too soon. Like I said, everybody has their reasons. Thanks a lot, Rusty. Appreciate it.
Have a great day. Bye.
That's Rusty Silver for Rusty's Morning Wrap. And it's presented by TCF Bank, the official bank of the Arena Sports Network. We're going to pause for a break, and when we come back, Josh Lopez will ride shotgun with me for the remainder of the first hour. We're doing this without a script, and we're going to try to do this without some breaks, because I know he's going to have me cracking up. Snowman in the Morning is back, and we'll be back in the Deuce on the Arena Sports Network.
What is the IHSA?
For more than 100 years, the Illinois High School Association and member schools have provided opportunities for students to participate in interscholastic athletics and activities, which produce vital education benefits.
Did you know the IHSA offers statewide championship series in 14 sports for boys and girls and sponsors statewide championships in 7 non-athletic activities? Did you know the IHSA licenses more than 10,000 contest officials in 13 different sports and that more than 300,000 students participate in IHSA sports and activities every year? Did you know activity programs only account for 1 to 3% of the overall education budget in a school? Did you know the nation's first sportsmanship mascot was created by the IHSA in 1997 with the birth of Attitude? Did you know students who participate in activity programs tend to have higher grades, better attendance, lower dropout rates, and fewer discipline problems than students that don't participate? Did you know activity programs provide valuable lessons for practical life situations? Teamwork, self-discipline, time management, dealing with adversity, and communication skills?
Now that you know, get in the game. Be a fan and join the fun. Support your local high school programs.
This message has been brought to you by the IHSA. Challenge yourself.
IONZ.com.
Fusion Ions are the only bands that are clinically proven to work. Whether you're an athlete looking for better performance or you're simply looking to feel better, from age 8 to 80, Fusion Ions is for you. Don't wait. Go to fusion.com. FusionIons.com today to find out how you can receive your very own free Fusion Ions band. Take advantage before they're gone. FusionIons.com.
I haven't said this in a while. Josh, wake up. Wake up, I said.
I don't want to work. I want to bang on the drum all day. I don't want to play. I just want to bang on the drum all day.
I'm going to let this roll for a while.
Ever since I was a tiny boy, I don't want no candy. I don't need no toy. I took a stick and an old coffee can. I bang on the thing.
11 beyond the first hour here on Snowman in the Morning. No script this morning. Usually we save that for Friday, but after the unexpected week off, figured we'll have a little fun, a little more fun this morning. Josh Lopez rides shotgun with me for the remainder of the first hour. Morning, Josh.
What up, what up?
What's going on, man? How you feeling?
I'm doing okay. Finishing out my rundown for today's show, and happy to be back on.
Hey, happy to have you back, brother.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I promised Josh I make some announcements, and I'm having fun with this. Josh kind of cussed me out yesterday, saying, "Hey, man, what the hell's going on? You didn't tell me anything." This is what I have been up to. Welcome once again. Welcome back to Snowman in the Morning. We're presented by Fusion Ions Bands. Fusion Ions, live your best. One of the big announcements that I have been awaiting a confirmation on just came through last week. ASN has picked up Valparaiso University baseball. The two-time defending Horizon League champions will make their debut April 1st as they will travel to Notre Dame to take on the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. That's a 3:35 pitch. And a couple other things. Let me welcome two new members to the ASN crew. These are members of the marketing team. Roche Brister, fresh off of a degree at University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, and Ann Lucas from Loyola University. They have joined us recently, found a couple of spots for us to take the show on the road, and when we do take the show on the road, I want this young man that's riding shotgun with me here for the first hour to come with me. So we will keep everybody updated on that. There are a few good places in downtown Chicago. They said yes. They said we'll let you do it. So we're going to keep everybody abreast of that. Now, did you laugh, Josh, yesterday when the Bulls came back from 12 down to beat Miami?
I was expecting them to beat Miami anyway.
I was so happy when that happened because
it's every time. Like, we
Isn't
play
it?
good at home, and then we score 70 points whenever we go down there to the hellhole.
To the hellhole called American Airlines Arena in Miami. 95-88, the Bulls win over Miami yesterday, and I spotted an article on CBSSports.com, and I want to get my partner's take on it. You know, with all the maximum effort that the Bulls put forward, the guy that wrote the article says this is the best that we can expect because all good playoff teams find an extra gear when playoff time happens. And unfortunately, given the evidence every year in the Tom Thibodeau era, it seems to be the case. But what people don't realize, and it's what we had talked about, there's an injury that's involved in that also that kind of derails the Bulls. Do you think this is the year the Bulls actually change that, or is there some validity to that article?
I don't think there's any validity to that article whatsoever because they've been proven to play like this for the last 3 years, whether Rose was saying he was hurt or not, or ready to go or not. Case in point, last year when he was cleared off 3 months before the playoffs started. So, I mean, I especially where the East is right now, I don't feel that I do feel the Bulls could give Indiana and the Heat a run for their money. In my opinions, I think the Bulls are still the most dangerous team in the NBA.
And I'm inclined to agree, man. I really feel that the Bulls are the most dangerous team right now and will continue to be the most dangerous team because no one is expecting them to do anything else. They're 7 games above 500 right now. There's still a chance for them to finish double digits over 500 for the 4th consecutive year. But here's what a lot of people don't realize. And I've said this before, and Josh, you've said it to me, and it's so true, and people are actually starting to catch on. The only thing that has derailed the Bulls in the past 4 seasons has been injuries, period. That's the only thing that has derailed them. And yet people still want to say that the Bulls need to add or subtract or anything like that, especially with this season, with the loss of Rose, Luol Deng being traded. Everyone expected the Bulls to tank, and here we go with that talk again, and it has not happened. Fortunately, that tank talk has been softened. But what do you think, Josh, that the fans need to see to, like, jump on the bandwagon? Because when the playoffs get here, it's going to be a good ride with this team.
And you know the city. We jump off one bandwagon if we lose one game, and then the end of the world, and then we're going to lose the next 3 games. Blah, 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 we're going to lose. You know, everybody got something to say these days. Like I said earlier, I think the Bulls are at the right position right now. They've what I think they need to work on is playing better on the road. I mean, they have offensive struggles and they're getting better at it, but their main issue is playing on the road.
Yeah, this year the road record has not been matching like it has before. And you're right, the Bulls need to get better on the road, and they will. There's still a month and a half of season left for these kids, and you know, no one else in the East seems concerned that the Bulls are making a hard charge for the 3rd spot in the East, which belonged to Atlanta until the Bulls put a foot in their asses and knocked them out. And Miami's hearing a few footsteps right now. Let me bring up a point that was told to me. Every time LeBron faces the Bulls, especially in Chicago, he does not have that finishing kick, except for Game 5 of the 2011 East Finals when he got a lot of help from Dwayne Wade. He does not have that finishing kick. What is it about the Bulls that spooks LeBron so much?
Because they're the only team that Miami plays against that actually plays defense and not afraid to smack them in the face.
They got smacked in the face yesterday, I know that much.
Like a good friend told me before, they got molly-whopped.
They got molly whipped in overtime, okay? Josh Lopez riding shotgun with me, Snowman in the Morning, back live with you after a week's absence, and we apologize for that. Again, we had some technical difficulties here in the studio. We got those solved, and then just went out and did a lot of marketing, so a lot of people are tuning us in today. We thank you all for that. Talking Chicago Bulls here with Josh Lopez, my resident Bulls expert, and after in a couple minutes, I'll talk about an embarrassing loss that happened on the West Coast. But staying with the Bulls here for just a moment, you and I both know, and true fans know, and many even outside of this city, has said to me that the Bulls are the most dangerous team in the Eastern Conference. It's not about Miami. It's not about Indiana. It's all about the Chicago Bulls. All right? Now there's talk coming out, and I've had this confirmed, that Joakim Noah has made a pitch for Carmelo Anthony to join the Bulls after this season. I have 2 questions for you, partner. Number 1, is that a good move on Joakim's part? And number 2, would it be a good move on the Bulls' part?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit more than what Guard Foreman and John Paxson are doing right now. I mean, yeah, I get you want to be complacent in understanding what you got right now, and there's always room to improve. But I do feel that sometimes Bulls kind of lay back when they try to say they want to get a championship. But when you have these guys available in the market and you just pass it by, and you still have guys who continue to struggle on offense, I understand why they would want to go after a guy like Carmelo Anthony. But for me, I just don't think it's the right choice. It's just not. I would not want to risk what we have working with the guys that come off the bench like Tony Snell, and then now Jimmer Fredette, and then you got DJ Augustine, and then Kirk Heinrich and Mike Dunleavy, and then Jimmy Butler, and then Carlos Boozer. All those guys had to go in order to bring this one guy who's probably going to want the ball the entire time, and who knows whenever Derrick Rose is going to show up next year. And it's just going to be a failed project, in my opinion. If you want to get somebody that's going to complement Rose, at least have somebody that at least can average more than 15 points a game.
You have a point. And when I first heard of this and first read the story in the Chicago Sun-Times, my answer is and remains no. They should not go after Carmelo. And you mentioned the perfect point and the perfect reason. There will be some continuity issues, and the second thing, there will be some chemistry issues. That's the word I'm looking for. There will be some chemistry issues with this team because, only injuries have derailed them, and yeah, they're having trouble on offense. But I say give the kids a chance to grow up, and they picked up Jimmer Fredette, and people don't realize, Fredette still has a lot of untapped potential. And if there's any coach in the NBA right now that can get to Fredette and get that untapped potential, it's going to be Tom Thibodeau. The same way Phil Jackson did with the untapped potential of the teams that he had when the great Bulls dynasty of Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen was going on.
I see where you're coming from. It's just, with today's NBA and a lot of teams that can't play defense, it's just all about the offense now. It's kind of like turning to the NFL if you think about it.
Yeah, it is.
But it's sad where things gone. Now the accessibility of what good teams are is based on how good their offense is. Or like at least back in the day, a lot of teams were accepted on having both good offense and defense. But that's really either here or there. But with the whole injury stuff that Miami says they have, and then they show up in the playoffs, and then you got the West who's stacked. At least 5 different teams could give Oklahoma a run for their money. Houston, Golden State, Portland, San Antonio, and the Clippers. It's going to be really interesting in the West, but I mean, as far as the East, and everybody's making out it's going to be so cut and dry that it's going to be the Pacers and the Heat. I just don't see it happening.
I don't see it happening either. And
because you got a team like Toronto that nobody can sleep on.
Right.
Them, and then, I mean, I guess the only other team that would give them at least an average competition besides the Bulls would be, surprisingly, the Bombcats. they pick up victories over these teams still.
It's true. It's true. Everybody wants to make it a 2-horse race, Indiana, Miami. Oh, they're playing at another level. Okay, have you not realized that the Bulls have charged their way back into the race? This is what people do not realize, and they don't want to know or don't want to hear that the Bulls have charged their way back into the race. In fact, they're sitting on the 3 spot right now. And if this holds up and the Bulls get home court advantage, do not be surprised, ladies and gentlemen, if they work their way to the Eastern Conference Finals and see either Roy Hibbert and the Pacers or LBJ and the Miami Heat. We'll just have to let time play this scenario out. Snowman in the Morning, this portion presented by Gigahertz, the official computer solutions company of the Arena Sports Network, Gigahertz. And that's where we come in. Josh Lopez riding shotgun with me this morning via Skype. Thank you for that. And I saw, Josh, the most embarrassing loss that a certain team in the West, the Lakers, have taken from the Clippers of all teams. But this just goes to show you how times have changed in Los Angeles, that the Clippers are now the team that rules the Staples Center, and it's no longer the Lakers. It's no longer purple and gold. It's blue and red that's ruling the Staples Center. And that loss last Thursday, 142-94, just kind of signifies the shift in balance of power that's in Los Angeles, Josh.
That was pathetic. I don't get it with the West. I mean, do any of these teams play defense? Where you have teams averaging 110 points per game or even more? I mean, these are, I do the articles and stuff on the Arena Sports Network Facebook page, which you guys can check out.
Mm-hmm.
It's like every other night when I'm doing NBA games, there's always like 2 or 3 teams in the West that are scoring 130 or 140 points. So, like, even the New Orleans Pelicans are doing that.
But the thing is, in this case, defense was played big time. A 48-point defeat by the LA Lakers with all the history, all the banners, and everything else that has gone on with the Lakers, to get beat by your crosstown rivals by 48 points. And something Reggie Miller said during that TNT broadcast, which made it so true, it was worse than varsity versus JV. Man, this was varsity versus an 8th grade team, and it was every bit of that.
You know what I was wondering? I was wondering why the fact that, a lot of these owners these days are reaching high level of stupidity right now. If you look at James Dolan in New York trying to recruit Phil Jackson, I don't know why he wanted to waste time that he doesn't have left.
Mm-hmm.
But the Knicks, I don't even want to start with Jerry Jones. And then you got the bust. Okay, so I guess everybody wants to adopt the philosophy of bringing a big 3 to their team. But
yeah,
why would you want to bring a big 3 that's aging?
Yeah.
Right? It's the first year they come in.
It's what Brooklyn tried to do when they snatched Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett, and it hasn't worked.
They're all hurt.
It hasn't worked. I mean, when you try to build a big 3, that's different, okay? The Spurs have done it. The Celtics did it back in the 80s. We know the Bulls did back in the 90s. The Lakers did it before them. When you build a big 3, that's different. When you try to buy a big 3, it doesn't work because age becomes one of the biggest factors, and that's what Miami's going to face this coming offseason. Buying a big 3 is not the way to go in the NBA right now, and I will give teams like the Clippers, the Spurs, the Warriors, the Bulls, give them all credit. They're trying to build a franchise, not buy a franchise, and there is a huge, huge difference. Josh Lopez riding shotgun with me this morning here on Snowman in the Morning as we are back in your ears on this Monday. We will pause for a break, and I have a very important baseball question. When I say important, I say it is really important. In a deuce, you will hear that question. Snowman in the Morning, presented by Fusion Ions Bands, back in a deuce.
Gigahertz, providing customers with excellent service since 2008. Computer problem? Leave it to the staff at Gigahertz, priding themselves with an unparalleled work ethic and continuing to offer customers the lowest prices around. Gigahertz services include PC repair, networking, PC setup, custom PC builds, pickup and delivery, in addition to in-home and in-office service. Get small to large business solutions, service contracts, and much more. Computer problems? Gigahertz. And that's where we come in. Gigahertz for your computer repair and solution needs. In-home, in-store, wherever it's convenient for you. Think your PC's infected? Gigahertz offers free virus diagnostics, with most virus removals done in 48 hours or less. Plus, they'll optimize your PC. Take that, Best Buy. Give Gigahertz a call. 219-218-9323. That's 219-218-9323. Or log on to gigahertzpc.net. Gigahertz, and that's where we come in.
Hey everyone, Ed Farmer here. As a closing pitcher for the Sox in 1980, I racked up 30 saves, a Sox record at the time. But thanks to a life-saving kidney transplant in 1991 from my brother Tom, someone else helped save me. Just like my organ donor, you too can give someone a second chance at life. In fact, as a registered organ donor, you can help save the lives of more than 25 people. Be a team player. Register to be an organ and tissue donor at DonateLifeIllinois.org.
Register today to be an organ and tissue donor at DonateLifeIllinois.org.
You do a lot of thinking on a bike about your life, family, your dreams. One of my dreams came to me on a bike, to open up my own shop. So what happens when you complete a dream? Well, you just start thinking of the next.
Visit DrastichAgency.com or call 219-945-3040 and ask Joel Drastich how you can get all of your insurance under one roof. Did you set your clocks yet? Come on, you can tell us if you did or not. A little shoot to thrill to bring us back here on Snowman in the Morning. 31 beyond the hour. And we are presented this portion by TCF Bank, the official bank of the Arena Sports Network. Josh Lopez riding shotgun with me. You can catch him with the Afternoon Blitz. And the Afternoon Blitz will come your way this afternoon on ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. And Josh, what do you got on the rundown for the Blitz this afternoon?
We got a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm going to spend the first half hour talking about the Bulls. My thoughts on Joakim Noah possibly being the actual MVP of this year. Also, some talk about the Bears and their recent discussions with Michael Bennett from the Seahawks and Michael Johnson and what other positions they need to look at. And then we got a couple of different listings we got going on today. So for I have a top 5 for like potential NBA Finals matches going on this year, and then another one. I think you might like this one: top 10 sports movies of all time.
There you go.
And then to wrap it off, we'll have a preview for tonight's Monday Night Raw.
Okay, cool. And where can they find the Afternoon Blitz, sir?
ChicagolandSportsRadio.com. Just hit the Listen Live tab. Pretty simple. I'll put the number in the chat room in a couple minutes.
Okay. That is Brian Payon back in the house with us. Ron, I mess with people about setting their clocks. Because, of course, this was the weekend where we spring forward. Set mine Saturday night, says Ronald Murchison. All right, I got a baseball question.
Hey, Brian, I got to tell you this, though.
Okay, talk to me.
I'm glad you played that WrestleMania 25 song.
Oh, Shoot to Thrill by AC/DC? Come on, it's one of my favorites.
My biology teacher loved AC/DC.
Oh, I got you beat. I played this for Liz this past weekend. Zap!
Bazinga.
Just trying to sneak up. All right. I said I had a baseball question. Let's get to the baseball question. And this is courtesy of my friend Jim Moskal, dear friend of mine. I hope to have Jim on in the next week or so. And again, let me thank Brian Payon for joining us here. He's in the chat room with us this morning. All right. Today is March 10th. Spring training is on the way, and this is the question that I have. Are the Cubs already eliminated from playoff contention? The way that Jim Moskal said it on Facebook, and he said March 31st, the day the Cubs will officially be eliminated from playoff contention. And then he decided to put it in the form of a question. You know, when will the Cubs be eliminated? Of course, you had the one or two Cub fans that said we're going all the way this year.
Oh boy!
I ran into a couple when I was downtown hitting the streets, handing out flyers and everything. I ran into a couple, and Josh,
it just doesn't stop. It just doesn't stop. I don't get it.
I think Ron just gave me the best answer. Hell no.
It's like the Cleveland Indians from the Major League.
From Major League.
To start off, but at the same time they'll lose in the regular season.
Well, Ron, I mean this playfully. I already had a suggestion. Start off by giving the Cubs 50 wins and then let the season play out for itself. And then you'll find that when you give them those 50, I started with 10. Josh said 50. When you give them those 50 wins, by the time September gets here, the Cubs will be every bit of their acronymic name, completely useless by September. No, but that was Jim Moskow's playful question. Spring training is on the way. Remember, hell did freeze over in January. No, Ron, it got snowed over in January. Well, actually, he's right. It did freeze over because it was colder than I can't say it on the air. It was really it was really cold in January.
You could say, like, for the Cubs, like, they get, like, an achievement. Say, like, you go to an arcade game and then you beat the level and they give you, like, 50 tickets. And you bring it up to the cashier. Oh, here you go.
Oh,
and
God.
You're left with nothing.
How wrong is that?
That's the gift you get.
How wrong is
it's disappointing.
Okay, here's the thing, though. Let's be serious as we talk Major League Baseball here on Snowman in the Morning. Every other team in Major League Baseball, and I mean this literally as well as figuratively, is hyped about their season. Okay? The Cubs, however, and I'm stating this from the articles that I've read, have more questions than answers, and the hype train is not as hyped as it once upon a time was. Now, I understand the fact that they're rebuilding and they're trying to build around players like Starlin Castro, Anthony Rizzo. These are good players, okay? These are good players. But consistency has been the Cubs' problem. Hell, last year was the White Sox problem, all right? Let me get off my soapbox here. It was the White Sox problem also. But why is it, and Ron, you can answer this being a Cub fan. Let me ask Ron this in the chat room. And Josh, let me get your opinion on this as well. And I mean this playfully. Why does hope spring eternal every spring for the Cubs? Or should I say for Cub fans? Why is that?
I don't know. I've done. It's crazy how many games have gone by so far. I just finished 173 spring training games already on that website I put on for.
You tired yet?
No. I mean, it's crazy the amount of games that go on each day, and then you got to counter that with 162 games in the playoffs. Like, I could be up to at least 3,000 or something.
I think. Look at the chat room. Ron just gave an answer. Get rid of Hoyer, Epstein, and Ricketts. What's the matter? Ron no longer believes in Epstein in the bunch? Wow.
Hey, it don't matter. They're still not going to win.
Yeah. It takes getting the right people in place. I was posed this question 2 years ago by a couple folks from Deadspin.com when they did an email interview with me.
No.
Okay, there you go. When I got posed this from a couple folks on Deadspin when they said when you saw the commercial for MLB 12, do you think the question was, do you think that will happen? My response was two simple words: hell no.
When hell freezes over, like the Eagles CD.
Here's the problem. In January, it almost did freeze over. It froze us out for a couple of days. But see, they were still on their way down to Arizona. Down to Arizona. Oh, boy. Talking Major League Baseball, Josh Lopez riding shotgun with me here for the first hour. We welcome you back to Snowman in the Morning. This portion presented by Fusion Ions Bands. Fusion Ions, live your best. Talking Major League Baseball. Okay, let me pose a question back to Josh that he posed to me when I came on the afternoon blitz. What will it take for the White Sox to regain control of the Central Division?
Hitting.
Yeah.
Can we do that?
Yeah.
Can we hit a ball first? Leading the league in strikeouts, average, ranking in the bottom 3 in the league on offense. With that ballpark, there's no reason why we should not be at least top 5 team in the MLB.
Well, they got a couple of good players on their team now. Jose Abreu, and I've had a chance to see him. Kid looks good. Kid looks really, really good. And the difference between, and I make this comparison based on what I saw, between Anthony Rizzo and Jose Abreu is the fact that Jose Abreu sprays the ball to all fields. Anthony Rizzo is a dead pull hitter for now. A dead pull hitter. Let me throw a couple of teams at you, Josh, and I want to get your opinion on well, Ron has a thought. I never did believe in Epstein. When he took over in Boston, the Red Sox was only 1 or 2 players away from winning. Okay, then how many players are the Cubs away from winning? I'll leave that question open for the chat room. And Brian, Mr. Payon, I believe I want to say BP is a Braves fan. I'll have that confirmed in a moment.
Hey, let Fitzy look for that. He's a big Red Sox fan.
Yeah, what a season for them. When no one here, let me start with them. Let me throw some teams at you, Josh, and I want to get your opinion on how you think they will do this year. And
Rapid fire. Rapid fire.
Huh?
Rapid fire.
Let's play a little. Okay, let's play a little rapid fire. I'm going to find some rapid fire music here in a minute. Let's play a little rapid fire, shall we? And thank you, Josh. Thank you for this idea. I throw some ideas. I throw some teams at Josh, given the sport that we are talking about right now, and he tells me how he thinks they are going to play out. And this is rapid fire, and it's presented by TCF Bank. Let me start in the America League, and the team I'll give you, the defending world champion Boston Red Sox. Talk to me.
I think they'll make the playoffs, but they'll be out the first round.
All right, let's stay in the AL East, the New York Yankees.
Missed the playoffs again.
Missed the playoffs again. All right, staying in the East, Toronto Blue Jays.
Close, but no cigar.
Wow. All right, Baltimore Orioles.
We'll win the AL East.
We'll win the... Oh! So you got Baltimore winning the AL East.
Yes.
All right, let's go to the Central, the Detroit Tigers.
Missing the playoffs.
And why do you have them missing the playoffs?
Because when you lose your general manager, you usually lose the core of your team. And Detroit is also losing Doug Fister in the offseason. I just think it's the year Detroit's momentum comes to an end.
You got a point. This is going to be a different team for Detroit without Jim Leyland leading them. When Jim Leyland took over in 2006, they had a different attitude. You have a point. You have an excellent point, sir. All right, let's go to Jacobs Field, the Cleveland Indians. What say you about them?
They'll be like the Cubs next.
That was fast. All right, staying in the AL Central, Chicago White Sox.
They will win the AL Central this year.
And I hope you're right, so we both can celebrate that, my friend.
And we'll be there.
You darn right we'll be there. Kansas City Royals.
You know what? They might be the second team.
Might be the second team?
Yeah.
All right. I dare not give you this because I think I know your answer, but I'll do it anyway. Houston Astros to finish out the AL Central.
I thought they were West. The Twins?
Minnesota Twins. I got that wrong. Minnesota Twins.
Next.
Okay. You're wrong. You're wrong. Okay, let's go to the AL West. Los Angeles Angels.
Oh, man. It's going to be a good year for the West. Man. You know what? I'll actually go with them being the third team. Surprisingly, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? So you believe in the Halos?
Well, no, I don't believe in that.
You don't believe in them.
I'm saying it's going to be really tight in the AL West this year.
All right, Texas Rangers.
They'll be the second team.
They'll be the second team. Now I say Houston Astros.
Next.
Seattle Mariners.
Next.
And
that
there's
Robinson Cano project's not going to work out. I'm
Okay.
sorry, folks. He's inconsistent.
I forgot a team in the AL East. That's the Tampa Bay Rays. What do you think?
Next.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know. It's just, I don't think
You just don't like the Rays, do you?
Well, I actually had okay, so I had Baltimore, Boston, Tampa Bay, New York, then Toronto.
Okay.
That was my 5. So at least I'll give Tampa Bay a 3rd, and that's the stretch right there.
Okay. All right, we covered the American League from top to bottom. So who comes out of the American League, my friend? Now remember, we're going to be doing this rapid fire each week until it leads up to the start of the season. So
for the West, right?
Who comes out of the West? And I forgot a team, Oakland.
Oakland will win the AL West.
Oakland will win the AL West. So Josh's division champions are Baltimore in the American League, Baltimore Orioles, Chicago White Sox, and Oakland Athletics. Who gets the wild cards?
The wild cards will go to Boston and Texas.
All right. Now let's go to the National League, and I'll save the Central for last. In fact, what I'll do is I will pause. Ron Murchison has a thought. Cubs are 20. You ready, Josh? Cubs are 25 players and at least 3 seasons away from contending every year, and those numbers stay the same every year. Wow.
Yeah. Hey, 25 plus 3 years? Maybe.
I'm not even going to say 3 years. I'm going to say 5.
Well, maybe after we're gone, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's a maybe. That's a maybe at best. 47 beyond the hour, talking Major League Baseball with Josh Lopez riding shotgun with me. Let's go to the National League, playing a little rapid fire. And we start in the National League East, the Atlanta Braves. Your thoughts?
Braves, man. This could be a good year. Actually, I got them winning the NL East.
Okay. Washington Nationals.
Number 2.
New York Mets.
Last.
Wow. Philadelphia Phillies.
I'd say 4th.
And you know the last team in that division, the Fish.
You know what? They got a lot of good young guys down there, so I could see Miami at least being the 3rd.
All right. Let us know your picks, folks. Let's see how many picks we can get through each week. We continue rapid fire. We'll go to the West. Los Angeles Dodgers.
That's you know, the West for both of these leagues are really stacked for this year. I'm really stuck on it. I'll go with the Dodgers as the NL West champion.
Okay. How about the Arizona Diamondbacks?
Number 2.
San Diego Padres.
Sorry, Jeff. Last place.
San Francisco Giants.
3rd.
And Colorado Rockies.
4th.
I will flip 2 of those teams. My NL West champion is the San Francisco Giants.
All right.
My NL West, in fact, let me get my division champions right now.
Hey, is Colin Kaepernick pitching for them?
No, but you never know with the first pitch he threw. My division champions in the American League, and Josh picked Baltimore. I stay with the Red Sox with winning the East. The White Sox will win the Central. Oakland wins the West. My 2 wild cards are Baltimore, and my second wild card is also Texas. We hit the National League East, and you picked the Braves to win the East, am I right?
Yes, sir.
Here's my wild card to win the East, Washington. They've got something going. They've got something going there, and they're the only team that can challenge Atlanta.
Right.
Atlanta pulled away late in the season last year. National League West, Josh picks the Dodgers to win. I pick the Giants. Now we go to the Central Division.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
And I'm only going to say 4 of the 5 teams. I'll begin up top with the defending division champion St. Louis Cardinals.
We'll miss the playoffs this year.
Oh, wow. Okay, Pittsburgh Pirates.
We'll win the Central.
I agree. Cincinnati Reds.
Second.
Milwaukee Brewers.
Fourth.
And you know the last one, so we don't have to talk about it. Who
Hey,
gets your
put
wild?
check mark on that one.
Yeah. Who gets your wild cards?
Wild cards. Rapid fire. Okay. The Nationals and the Giants.
For me, the Braves, and I'm not counting out the Cardinals yet. Braves and Cardinals will get my wild card. That's our rapid fire this week. And when we come back, a little more jabber, and then we have the question of the day at 5 minutes to the hour. So, Josh and I will be back in a deuce.
Welcome everyone to West High School Spring Fling. Hey, where we up?
Alright, I've gone through all the tracks, just move through the beats. Do your thing.
All right, everyone, let's hear it for West High's own Brooke Turner, a.k.a. DJ Hook.
Scratching at my first school dance takes confidence. So getting into college, I've got what it takes. Okay, I went through the practice sessions, I slept good, I feel good.
We will now begin the test. Please take out your pencils.
I got this.
We're all good at something. Maybe it's breakdancing or skateboarding or video games. Whatever you're good at, you had the skills to make it happen. And those same skills will help us get to college. Visit knowhowtogo.org to learn what you should be doing right now to prepare for college. Start taking the steps at knowhowtogo.org.
I've got what it takes. So do you.
Brought to you by the American Council on Education, Lumina Foundation, and the Ad Council.
At Gaucho's Brazilian Steakhouse, guests are immersed in a heritage started long ago in the Rio Grande do Sul region of Brazil. Amid the relaxing, intimate atmosphere, Gauchos roam from table to table with skewers of slow-roasted meats that are cooked over an open mesquite flame. These delicacies are served tableside, creating a bountiful feast and a unique dining experience. We feature an all-you-care-to-eat selection of 12 grilled meats that include top sirloin, picanha, chicken parmesan, chicken wrapped in bacon, pork tenderloin, pork parmesan, filet wrapped in bacon, Brazilian beef tender, turkey, lamb, and the chef's choice. With traditional flair, the Gauchos slice portions from skewers of our feasts of meats. For that extra special dining experience, Gauchos also offers a nightly seafood feast that includes crab legs, fried shrimp, sauteed shrimp, perch, tilapia, and the catch of the day. As is customary, guests can have as little or as much as they want. There's no need to drive to Chicago to find a restaurant with authentic other country flair. We're located on the historic Lincoln Highway in beautiful Valparaiso, Indiana, just minutes from I-65, I-80, and many major state roads. Gaucho's is open daily for dinner at 4 p.m. and for lunch on Saturday and Sunday at 11 a.m. For reservations, call 219-759-1100. That's 219-759-1100. Gaucho's Brazilian Steakhouse of Valparaiso. Have you had the Gaucho's experience?
Decided to cross you up a little bit. And I bet you everybody listening knows what video game this is from. $54 beyond the first hour. All right, Josh, spit it out. Which one's this from?
Mario.
What? I stumped Josh? Wrong answer, dude.
Dump the swab. Crash Bandicoot?
This is Street Fighter 2.
Oh. My bad, I'm not from the 80s.
Actually, this came in the 90s, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. I was born in 94, so...
Well, yeah, it's a couple years ahead of you. It's a couple years ahead of you. Oh, boy. I actually stumped Josh with a question. Will it be the last time? Probably. We'll see.
I don't know about that.
We'll see. Josh Lopez riding shotgun with me here for the first hour. Thank you for joining us here on the Arena Sports Network. Sunman in the Morning is back, and we thank you for being patient with us. A lot of things going on as we steam toward April, and a lot of baseball. And speaking of the Arena Sports Network, if you like what you're hearing, and we hope that you do, we hope that you consider becoming a listening partner with ASN. For $30 a year, you will get access to exclusive content, you'll get a souvenir, and you will help us build the foundation that will bring the spotlight back to where it belongs, back to the student athlete, and also enhance the Tri-County experience. Go to thearenasportsnetwork.com/listener partner to find out more. And there's one more thing that we're working on. We're working on 24-hour programming, and we're set to do that April 8th. Keep it tuned here to the Arena Sports Network, and we will let you know more. Okay, time for the question of the day, presented by Gigahertz, the official computer solutions company of the Arena Sports Network. Gigahertz, and that's where we come in. All right. I didn't get a chance to say happy birthday last week with everything that's going on, but little Donna turned 1 this past Thursday. Happy birthday. Daddy loves you. And that prompts the question of the day, because there was a party for little Donna. And the question is this: when you were little and you were presented a birthday cake, or hell, when you were ever presented a birthday cake, did you do the birthday cake face smash at any time? Did I get you with that one?
I'm not trying to make any jokes that's actually happened. My biology teacher did that to me once. And then I smashed her back with pie.
You know what? I could go somewhere with that, and that is too easy even for me. That is too easy even for me. Ah, boy, we got a birthday. Ron Merch tells us his Aunt Peaches is celebrating her 86th birthday. Okay, nice. She gets cake too. All right, I'll answer my own question. Yes, I did do the face smash. I did do that.
Have you ever jumped in the cake?
No, I was too big. I was too big.
Picture like a little kid just jumps high in the air. Splat.
You know what? That would be an elbow smash. That would be a Macho Man Savage elbow smash for me on that cake.
Jake the Roberts DDT.
You know what? I'd love to be DDT'd into a cake.
The diamond cutter.
No, diamond cutter's too rough. But well, actually, you know what? And Liz would have to help me execute this, a stunner into the cake.
How about a tombstone?
Nah, waste the cake. You won't be able to eat it. And BP answered the question. He says, no, waste the cake. Actually, in this case, for this little 1-year-old, it wasn't a waste of cake because she didn't really smash. She didn't do the face smash, but she did lean over and take a pretty healthy bite out of it. She took a pretty healthy bite out of that cake. God bless her. She's a year old, and I can't believe it.
With the tombstone, your head, the cake would go inside your head.
It's still a waste of cake because what if it winds up on the back of your head? Right?
Yes.
But if you do it right, and you got a big enough cake, you actually can pile drive somebody into the cake and they can eat their way out of it. You know what? That's actually not a bad thought. You know, that's not a bad thought. Can't do a leg drop.
Oh no.
Can't do a leg drop. That's just not the. BP says, for birthdays, I do something I call Brian's Creamy Ding Dongs. Throw a ding dong into a bowl and cover it in vanilla ice cream. That sounds sinful. That sounds evil. And I'm going.
Wrong.
It sounds definitely wrong. But best believe I'm going to give my wife that suggestion.
Oh my
I'm going to give Liz that suggestion and see if she runs with it the same way we do. We got to pause. When we come back, we got some trivia for y'all. We haven't done trivia time in a while. A long while. Too long. In a deuce. Trivia time kicks off the second hour on Snowman in the Morning on the Arena Sports Network. We'll be back.
Gigahertz, providing customers with excellent service since 2008. Computer problem? Leave it to the staff at Gigahertz, priding themselves with an unparalleled work ethic and continuing to offer customers the lowest prices around. Gigahertz services include PC repair, networking, PC setup, custom PC builds, pickup and delivery, in addition to in-home and in-office service. Get small to large business solutions, service contracts, and much more. Computer problems? Gigahertz. And that's where we come in. Gigahertz for your computer repair and solution needs. In-home, in-store, wherever it's convenient for you. Think your PC's infected? Gigahertz offers free virus diagnostics, with most virus removals done in 48 hours or less. Plus, they'll optimize your PC. Take that, Best Buy. Give Gigahertz a call. 219-218-9323. That's 219-218-9323. Or log on to gigahertzpc.net. Gigahertz, and that's where we come in.
Hey, you guys, could I ask you a couple questions?
Okay.
Saving money, what's it like for you?
Well, I'm an artist, so it happens sporadically.
But it does happen?
It does happen, and when it happens, it feels really, really good.
With easier savings at TCF Bank, what would you save for?
Oh, clothes and shoes. Housing repairs.
To buy a new car. I'm saving for grad school.
And then I'm hoping to just save up, just to have savings, period.
What would make it easier to save money?
Having like a sugar mama.
Which isn't a bad plan, but if you needed a little banking plan or something, what would make it easier?
Something with an
automatic transfer?
Something with an automatic transfer, probably.
So you wouldn't even notice the money?
Automatically transferred.
Automagical.
Automagical, oh my gosh.
How much could you save if saving were actually easy? Open an account at the home of free checking today and find out. For locations and more information, call 1-855-OPEN-TCF or go to tcfbank.com. TCF Bank. Surprisingly simple. Member FDIC.
In Illinois, more than 300,000 students compete in interscholastic programs taking place in classrooms, auditoriums, gymnasiums, city parks, and stadiums. Students with extracurricular activities tend to have higher grade point averages, better attendance, lower dropout rates, and fewer discipline problems. IHSA sponsors 35 programs that enrich the educational experience and shape the lives of young people in a positive way. Support the schools, teachers, coaches, sponsors, and students who take part in activities sponsored by the Illinois High School Association.
How do you turn a batter into a hitter? With Slugmaster Hitting Stations. Slugmaster Hitting Stations are the most effective and durable baseball and softball batting practice devices available. Versatile, compact, and easy to use, they are excellent tools for ball player at any skill level. Attached to any pole or post for an instant hitting station. Use it at the ballpark, at home, or anywhere you want to get some hits in. Work the strike zone, top to bottom, in and out. The most complete workout year-round, indoors or outdoors, teams or individuals. Slugmaster equipment is constructed from high-grade steel. The rugged design means years and years of use. Slugmaster equipment is used by youth, high school, college, and professional ball players. For more information or to place your order, call 708-705-7354 or visit slugmaster.com. Slugmaster Baseball and Softball Hitting Aids, turning batters into hitters. I'm starting to enjoy these. Four minutes after the second hour, Snowman in the Morning is back, and we are live. Man, it feels good to be back. Feels good to be back, but the week that we unexpectedly had off was not wasted. Did a lot of street marketing, a lot of talking to folks, and also let me also welcome Roche Brister and Ann Lucas, new members of our marketing team, helping us out. I had an idea for trivia time, but a very important point was brought up to me. There may be people that may not recognize some of the tunes I had in mind, but with that in mind, we're going to do it another way. And the way that we have in mind, and first let me do the digest really quick. This Wednesday, UIC Women's Hoops back on air as they pursue a Horizon League Tournament Championship, as they will host Cleveland State at 7 p.m. We will be up at 6:15 with a special 45-minute pregame show. And the pregame show will be presented by American Family Insurance. And then on Saturday, the Blazers of Marquette Catholic will continue their march toward Indianapolis and Bankers Life Fieldhouse as they will take on Fort Wayne Blackhawk Christian High School. And that'll be at Triton High School in Bourbon, Indiana. That's a great name for a town, isn't it? Bourbon, Indiana. And that will be Saturday morning. That will be Saturday morning at 11:30 Central Time. And already they're starting the argument in the chat room. Josh Lopez has joined us. Ron Murchison, BP, Brian Payon has joined us. And with everybody in the chat room, and you hear this in the background, that can only mean one thing and one thing only. It's trivia time, and I'm so happy to bring this back. And I'm going to let me find a couple of sounds here. While I look for that, trivia time this morning is brought to you in part by TCF Bank, the official bank of the Arena Sports Network. TCF Bank, surprisingly, TCF. Do we have everything here? Y'all ready? It seems like you're ready. I think they're ready. There's a reason I want to find a sound. Well, I can't find it, so the hell with it. Let's go. Here we go, folks. The subject of trivia time this morning is the NCAA tournament, the men's basketball tournament. And here is the first question. First 4 questions are worth 5 points apiece, which means O'Brien needs to get a pen and paper handy. And while I'm doing that, y'all get ready with your answers, because this is going to be a lot of fun. First 4 questions are worth 5 points apiece. Then the final is the triple play. It requires 3 answers, and it is worth 15 points and could decide the game. I record the points as they are scored. First, if you're in the chat room with us, you can participate. Hopefully by Friday of this week, we'll get the folks from Facebook to participate as well. Here we go. First question is this. In what year was the men's tournament field expanded from 48 teams to 64 teams? Once again, the question, in what year was the NCAA men's basketball tournament expanded from 48 teams to 64 teams? Now, the question is, Josh has won 3 of these challenges. BP has won 2 of them. Who is going to score here? And no cheating, Josh. That's become our running joke now. I'm awaiting an answer, and I don't have one yet from anybody that's in the chat room. Josh says 2001. Wrong answer. Again, let me repeat the question. In what year did the men's basketball tournament expand from 48 teams to 64 teams? Merch says 1998. Wrong answer. Hey, Josh scored. 1985 was the correct answer. And BP, you're just a half second late. Josh was the first one to ring in correctly. He gets the first 5 points of our trivia challenge. Now then, second question is this. Name the school, in terms of men's basketball, name the school with the most titles. Name the school with the most titles. They step to move up in years. You know what? Brian Pion, BP makes a point. 80 to 82, 48 teams. 83 was 52, and Brian Pion just scored. So he gets his first 5. So we have a tie game. Let's see if some other folks will come in and join us. Let's stay with number of titles. UCLA has the most, as Brian Pion correctly answered. They have 11. And my question is this, speaking of UCLA, when was their last one? That's our third question. Merch, you're a little late. Merch answered correctly with UCLA, but when was the last time UCLA won it all? I'm silent because I'm waiting for an answer here, and I already got my fourth question ready, and it's a good one. And they're going to have to pay attention to it. Brian Pion scores again. 1995, they beat Arkansas for the men's national championship, and that occurred in the Kingdom in Seattle. And that year was 1995. All right. Here is the fourth question. Let's see if Josh will come back or BP will extend the lead. BP has 10, Josh has 5, Merch is yet to score. Fourth question goes as follows. Before Wichita State turned the trick, what was the last year where someone entered the tournament undefeated? The last year. Not the last team, but the last year. When was the last year that a team entered the men's tournament undefeated? Josh is a little mad, saying, damn it! Sorry, Josh, you scored. We're on our fourth question right now, folks. Tag along with us. When was the last year that someone entered the men's tournament field undefeated? Indiana, no. Brian Pion says 1976. Wrong answer. I'll say the question again. When was the last year that a team entered the NCAA tournament undefeated? And I think I may have a correct answer, but I am quickly taking a peek at this. And the answer, BP says 91. I took a quick peek. Wrong answer. Merch says DePaul, 1980. Wrong answer. Let me see if somebody can get this. What was the last year an undefeated team entered the men's basketball tournament? When I first thought of this question, I thought it was 1991 with UNLV, but that answer's no. you know what? Brian's right. Ah, doggone it. You know what? You're both right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to award, because I made a mistake. Brian Payon actually came up with the correct answer. It was UNLV, 1991. They raced through the regular season and their conference tournament undefeated. St. Joseph had the last perfect regular season in 2004. So both answers are correct. I didn't phrase it correctly, so it would only be fair for me to give both Josh and Brian 5 points apiece, which is what I have done. So we're 4 questions in, and now it's time for our triple play, which can decide the game. And we got a close race here, folks. Josh Lopez has 10. Brian Payon has 15. And this is the triple play. I want y'all to name me the last 3 men's most outstanding players from the men's tournament. And the game rides on this. Game rides on this. Last 3 most outstanding players from the men's national tournament. They don't have to be in any kind of order. I know y'all are thinking hard, too. But again, let me explain the last question. The way I phrased it, the last team to enter a tournament undefeated, that's how I phrased it. The correct answer was UNLV from 1991. And I posed this question before about a perfect season. St. Joseph would be the correct answer for a perfect regular season, but they did not enter the... And Josh just scored and got the win. About a half second ahead of Brian Payon. Kemba Walker, Anthony Davis, and Luke Hancock. So with that, Josh picks up the win, 25-15, and BP was just a half of a second late. So again, let me explain the score of why on the 4th question I awarded both Josh and Brian 5 points apiece. The question that I posed was the last team to enter the NCAA tournament undefeated. And as soon as I posed that question, I went and quickly took a look at my notes. And a question I posed before in the trivia challenge was a perfect season. That perfect regular season belongs to St. Joseph of 2004. But they lost in the Atlantic 10 quarterfinals to Xavier. And then they made it to they made their run to the Elite 8. So they did not run through the conference tournament. That distinction belongs to Nevada, Las Vegas. They raced through the regular season and they raced through the conference tournament and still came out unscathed, as Wichita State has done to conclude their season winning the Missouri Valley Championship. And our congratulations to Wichita State for winning the Missouri Valley title. And our congrats to Josh Lopez for winning the Trivia Challenge this morning, presented by Gigahertz, the official computer solutions company of the Arena Sports Network, in a very, very good game. So that's why when I was explaining the 4th question, that's why I gave both Josh and Brian 5 points, because they both came up with correct answers, and it was my fault for not distinguishing the question. So to be fair, I did award them both 5 points. A pause for a break. When we come back, we'll go inside the journey. How do you bounce back from adversity? Or how do you bounce back from something that hits you very, very hard? I'll tell you a way that I bounce back and hope to encourage you to do so next.
Everything we do is designed around you. From the uncompromising freshness down every aisle to the unbeatable quality you'll always find. It's the very best selection from choice meats to bakery. And getting honest value every single day. All with the friendly personal service and the savings that you deserve. That's built around you. That's Drac and Van Til. Visit svtgroceries.com today.
It began as a promise. Son, we're going on a road trip. That promise has lasted over 30 years. Our dream is to visit every national park in America. It's been thousands of miles, countless bumps along the way, but we'll just keep moving on, pursuing this amazing dream.
Visit DrastichAgency.com or call 219-945-3040 and ask Joel Drastich how you can get all of your insurance under one roof. How do you turn a batter into a hitter? With Slugmaster Hitting Stations. Slugmaster Hitting Stations are the most effective and durable baseball and softball batting practice devices available. Versatile, compact, and easy to use, they are excellent tools for ball player at any skill level. Attached to any pole or post for an instant hitting station. Use it at the ballpark, at home, or anywhere you want to get some hits in. Work the strike zone, top to bottom, in and out. The most complete workout year-round, indoors or outdoors, teams or individuals. Slugmaster equipment is constructed from high-grade steel. The rugged design means years and years of use. Slugmaster equipment is used by youth, high school, college, and professional ball players. For more information or to place your order, call 708-705-7354 or visit slugmaster.com. Slugmaster baseball and softball hitting aids, turning batters into hitters. Snowman in the morning, back at you, 21 beyond the hour as we get ready to wrap up shop here. And we're presented by Fusion Ions fans. Fusion Ions, live your best. And let me take this opportunity to thank all of you who have tuned in to the show since our launch in October, riding with us through all the technical problems, through all of the personal turmoil that either me or some of my teammates have had. We thank you. We stand tall today. Now, I posed a question before we went to a break, and Brian Payon gave me a great lead when he answered this way in the chat room. He said, I quote, "I serve others to bounce back. No pity parties. There's always someone who can be helped. Always someone hurting much more than me. I don't relish in that, but the realization makes me pour into others to build them up. To serve is to learn is to grow." Close quote. The question that I posed was this: how do you bounce back from either a personal or a team adversity? And the way that I bounce back is, and I've learned to do this, and I've had to learn to do it over and over again, is to just keep going. You have to keep going because, and I've had this told to me by my friend Dana, and BP has repeated this, and so has Josh. They said, Snowman, someone is depending on listening to your voice and listening to your words to lift them up. Don't let them down. This past week, folks understood that I did not completely take the week off. I was out in the public, passing out flyers, talking to people, getting a couple of places arranged. I was out in the public eye, and I will continue to be out in the public eye. But this is a forum, and I got reminded of this, and Liz reminded me of this also. This is a forum where I can, serve people to help them, to lift them up, okay? Because once upon a time, I gave myself the worst pity parties, okay? And I mean the worst, the absolute worst. What I've learned to do is to push through everything. Northwestern has a phrase in one of their fight songs, push on. Okay, I know I did this message before, but somehow it's hit me, and it's hit me a lot more over the course of the past week. You push through, and you bounce back from adversity. The biggest thing by helping others. What do? I make someone smile, or I make them laugh. I've always said, and it's true to this day, and it will continue to be true, that if I can make somebody laugh, then I've had a good day. I said that 23 years ago. That streak remains intact. Being back on the air, even after an eventful week last week, being back on the air, gives me a lift,
Y'all being in the chat room, give me a lift. You know, Liz, Little One, everyone that helped out. Let me say hi to my good friend Anna Pershing, who I had a chance to see over the weekend. You all we lift each other up, and we have to lift each other up because we're in a time and a place that needs it. No matter where you are in the region, across the nation, and around the world, we're in a time and a place where we need to lift each other up, not tear each other down. No matter what progress in life that happened, hasn't happened, or is going to happen, lift each other up, folks, okay? Lift each other up. Build each other up. We need more construction than destruction. We've already been inundated by a lot of destruction in the first place. No matter what shape, form, or fashion that you look at it. What we can do is build each other up. Give someone a compliment. Give someone a smile. Give someone a laugh. You know how important laughter is, folks? That's why I watch cartoons as much as I do. You know, and Josh just shot me a message. You know, thanks for having me on, brother. It's a pleasure. I didn't realize how much of a pleasure it is until I had you back on this morning. You know, it's just time that we had more construction instead of destruction. The world, especially our society in the 21st century, our society lives on destruction. They live on tearing each other down. So when someone is being built up, and I mean, and I mean, just already blasted way up beyond an atmosphere that you can't comprehend. People don't like that. People are let me borrow from George Carlin. People are touchy about that sort of thing. Well, hell, let them. Let them be touchy about that sort of thing because it's what we need right now. Helping hands, helping thoughts, good thoughts, funny thoughts. You know, that's why I laugh every time I'm in the chat room with the folks that come on. You know, because it lifts my spirits, and I certainly hope and I pray I do the same for y'all. I mean that. I mean that from the heart. These people have taught me, you know, when things get down, don't stay down. Correct your mistake and move on. Jeff Eskow, my good buddy from Sports World Radio, who was going 2 hours, by the way, beginning today. He said, you know, figure out your problems and then go back on because you need to get back on. He kept telling me, he kept encouraging me that, go back on. You need to get back on air. I told him what I was doing. He said, yeah, it's true. You were out in the public eye, and that's a good thing, but it's still not an excuse for you to be off air for an entire week. In a way, he's right. In a way, he's right. But also in a way, that week was not wasted. Josh just told me there's always something to complain about, and everything has to have a negative connotation to it. How life can become so bad that negativity is the norm. Well, it's not going to be a norm around us. And again, I say, if it's only to my teammates that hear me and to the folks that hear me, let's have more construction than destruction. They're waiting for us to destroy ourselves. Let's not give them the bleeping satisfaction. Because that's all they get out of it is satisfaction. Let's play them like the old Rolling Stones song. They can't get no satisfaction because they're certainly not going to get it from us. Because we are going to keep building each other up, not tear each other down. When you build people up, you give them confidence. You give them all the confidence in the world that they can act on their feelings, their dreams, and they can execute anything they want to as long as they had the support in their corner. And I had someone tell me this when I was telling him about Liz. He looked at me and he said, Brian, As long as you have that support, you can conquer the world. And the fella that told me that was Dr. Michael Prince of the Open Mic Broadcast Network. He told me that over the course of last week. You have that support, that undying support, you can conquer the world. And I believe it. And this team that is being put together, we will conquer. Anybody that says we can't, we'll show them that we can. It's always been said that respect is earned. Well, get ready to hand it out, folks, because we're coming. Again, let's have more construction than destruction. The destruction of people by negativity is off the charts. Let's put a stop to that. Start today. Start with one person. With that in mind.
That's it, man. Game over, man. Game over.
Oh, man. Wasn't that great, kid?
Tomorrow on Snowman in the Morning, we should be able to go the full 2 hours. We got more baseball talk for you. Hoping to get Jeff Escow on to talk some college basketball. And I have a couple of championship mentions to tell you folks about that happened over the weekend in the IHSA girls tournament. And again, good luck to all the teams that are remaining in both the Illinois and the Indiana boys basketball tournaments. Good luck to y'all. We'll be reporting. We'll be back next Sunday with another scoreboard show. Couldn't have one this past Sunday because we were on the road. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. So long, everybody.